I was so shocked at this plot twist. Like I could not fault it. Yeah! I thought it was just insane.
I love that. I didn't even cry. Yeah.
What?
And Tati told me this is like the biggest time she's ever cried.
Wait, I cried like I cried in the Vampire Diaries finale with this. I was hyperventilating. I cried myself to sleep.
Hi guys, welcome back to As Seen It.
Welcome back. Today's episode is... I'm so excited.
I am so excited. More excited than Tati, definitely.
No, I am so excited.
I am buzzing.
Basically, what we're doing is a new concept that's going to be recurring called movie swap. So we give each other 2 movies to watch, or we could do TV shows or music, whatever it is, but we swap recommendations, something that the other person has not seen that we think they need to see, and we talk about it in the episode.
I'm fucking ready.
So let's go with like what we've given each other,
Okay.
and why we've given it to
Okay,
them.
that's nice.
And then we hear the other person's opinion, and
Yeah.
then we say what we think about it.
Perfect.
So
Absolutely amazing.
Kaylee, what did you give me?
I gave Tati the Truman Show, which is criminal that she hadn't seen it anyway.
96, I believe.
96?
Something like that.
Late 90s of some sort.
Yeah.
With Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first one. And The Handmaiden, which
Yep.
I've talked about both of them before.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was a really great opportunity to actually force her to watch it, because
Absolutely.
you know when Tati says, "Oh, watch it," she won't. Like, just don't trust that she will.
And the thing is, this is why I'm so happy with this concept, because it forces me to watch these things that I want to watch, but I have fear of wasting my time when it comes to things. Like, I don't want to watch something new and not enjoy it, and then it's like, well, that's 3 hours of my life gone.
Yeah,
but now it's like, it's for purpose as well.
Yeah.
So it's perfect.
Am I talking about why I gave them to you? Or
yes, why you gave them to me.
So
But not what you think about them.
Okay. The Truman Show. Okay, so I'll give like a little backstory then. Like, I'll give a little summary of what the film is. If you haven't seen it, the Truman Show is about Jim Carrey's character Truman, who is living in this town. He has a great life. He's happy and he's chilling or whatever. But there's something going on behind the scenes. Yeah. And I am going to tell you the spoilers, so just such spoiler warning.
Oh, there's spoilers in all of this, for
like
sure.
literally spoiler warning. If you don't
if you haven't seen any 4 of these movies we're about to mention, just
I actually will give our editor timestamps for this, because I don't want you to miss out, but I really don't want to spoil things for you, because Truman Show is great. But anyway, okay, so Truman ends up sort of figuring out slowly that he's living in like a fake world. He's being watched. Everyone in the town is sort of there for him, and it's just very weird. He starts noticing weird things. And the Truman Show is the TV show that they're filming. So he was like a case study where they put him into this fake town and watched him grow up. So everyone in the outside world watches him grow up.
Absolutely.
That's the story. That's the film. I gave it to Tati because I really like... Oh no, I won't say what I like and don't like.
Yeah, not yet.
I think, first of all, it's a classic to me, and I think everyone should see it. I think there's good messages in it. I think that the acting's great. I think the story's really good. I'm not supposed to be saying what I think, but this is what I gave it to you.
Okay. And then Handmaiden.
This is a very difficult one to explain. I'm going to do as basic as I can from what I can remember.
Yeah.
It's about basically a con artist who wants money. And so him and a handmaiden go into this rich house because they know that she's an heir or something. Like, I think she's got money. And he tries to go in to woo her to marry her. And he has the handmaiden on his side to try and like make that happen. Yeah. And then they plan to obviously rob her and run away. That's the plan.
Yeah. And why'd you give it to me?
There is so many reasons that I gave this to you. Not even specifically you. I would honestly recommend this to anyone.
Okay.
I think I, first of all, just don't think you'd ever have picked something like this. Not only because of the storyline, but I think people... I mean, I wouldn't have even found this if it wasn't for maybe Letterboxd or something. Because I find sometimes watching a foreign film can be like, you really have to give it your full attention. And I know you wouldn't just have time. It's a long film. You have to read subtitles unless you're dubbing it.
Which I think is criminal.
Did you dub?
No.
Thank God. I was actually going to ask you that.
Why the hell would I dub?
I was like, because it's just, I don't know. But yeah, I gave it to you 'cause I thought it was something you wouldn't pick up, but I think it's something everyone should watch. So that's basically why.
Okay, so I gave Kaylee a movie called I Still Believe, starring Britt Robertson and KJ Affa, and a movie called Good Will Hunting with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. So the reason for Good Will Hunting was mainly because of the backstory of like them making the film. I feel very attached to that film because of that fact. And then the story, I'd say it's coming of age, following this guy through life in a way. Like, I don't want to, we'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, very coming of age. And I love the backstory behind the film. And then I Still Believe is something Kaylee would never in a million years watch. And to be honest, it's something I probably wouldn't have watched either, unless it was, if it wasn't for those lead characters, because I just watched it for Britt Robertson. She's one of my favorite actresses. But it made me feel some type of way, and I just really wanted Kaylee to experience that, or experience something from watching it. So I'm looking forward to hearing our thoughts on these respective films.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even say what it was. It's a Christian real life adaptation. I'd say drama romance.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I'll
say
description for now.
Nice. Where do you want to start then?
So I have very detailed notes for both of those. I can start with Handmaiden. My thoughts of Handmaiden. So I wrote, basically, the way I watch movies and write notes, I write like as I'm going through. Okay. I don't do it afterwards.
Nice. That's a great film to do that for.
Right?
Because there's a lot going on and a lot that changes throughout.
So I'll just read you my notes.
Okay.
So I started off opening shot with the rain, excellent sound design and cinematography. And then I went back and added cinematography throughout. Was absolutely stunning.
Beautiful, stunning, amazing. Beautiful.
I loved that it was in Korean. Korean is one of those languages that I've always been so fascinated by and would love to learn at some point. So loved that, because I was picking up words. I was like, I remember this when I was like first initially looking at the language. Yeah. The closet the handmaiden was given. Yeah, was giving Harry Potter.
Yeah,
that's what I put. They fed the baby water. They were feeding the babies water at the start because they couldn't breastfeed. Yeah. That's what I picked up on, and I thought that was interesting. And then I just put persuade her to fall in love ?
As in with the guy? That was their plan, yeah.
I was like, you're going to try persuade someone to fall in love with you, which was confusing. But then in the end, it all started making sense. Like they didn't do that.
So sorry.
And then there was a point where the handmaiden was saying like to the heiress that the man was like thinking of her in his sleep. And I put, why was I getting convinced that he was in love with her? Like the way she was delivering that line, I was like, yeah, he loves you. He does.
Oh my God.
And then the reading room and the snake, when that first popped up, my jaw dropped. And his black tongue, I was like, I have so many questions at this point in the film. I checked the time and I was like, okay, good. There's still a lot of time left. So these will be answered.
There was questions I was having even 2 hours in.
Yeah,
thinking, what the fuck
literally.
Okay.
So yeah, the snake, the reading room, all of that. Like I was just, my mind was going crazy. And then the bathroom scene.
When she's in the bath?
When she's in the bath and she's eating this lollipop and it was hurting her mouth.
Yeah.
The thing is, I thought in my head, I was like, is there like sexual tension here? But I was like, no, like I can't be right here. Like I thought this beforehand. I was like, no, I'm just going crazy.
There was sexual tension from the start.
Right? I was like, I'm just going crazy. And then she starts like doing whatever she's doing in her mouth.
She like, puts her fingers in her mouth.
I was watching like, why am I feeling this? Like something is going on here. And I don't know if I'm correct. And then it unfolded and I was like, I was so correct.
Plot twist, I gave it to you because I said, Tatty, you're gay.
No, I was literally like, no, I'm so correct. Yeah. Like, I can't even go into detail because this can't go on. This is too.
The graphic?
Yeah, like I can't go into detail about the graphics because it's not safe for work.
Sure.
Do you get me?
They fuck, I swear.
Yes, but that's later. That's later.
Okay, sorry.
I hadn't got there yet.
Okay.
I'm still in the bath.
Okay.
The corset bit made me chuckle when they were putting on corsets. I was like, yeah, so true. Have you ever tried putting on a corset before?
Yeah, it's not fun.
It's not fun at all.
Right.
I loved the details of some of the shots that the camera was doing, like when you could see the back of their hairpins, just the details of like that was, I picked up on that, was really nice. The peach being almost fully ripe, when they were talking about that as like a metaphor for the girl, I thought that was really clever. And then I put, did the handmaiden like the girl? Is that why she's getting angry? So even after the bath scene, I was like, surely that was just like a one-off thing. Like they don't like each other. And then I was like, no, I think they like each other. And then they started kissing in bed and I was like, knew it. Knew it. And then I was like, the plan's not going to plan because now she likes her and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, the lady loves the maid too. Like this is perfect. And then plot twist, the handmaiden gets taken into the insane asylum and the lady was in on it. And I was like, what's going on? I put, what an evil genius. Like the letter, the secret message in the letter, because the handmaiden couldn't read, but she thought that it was a letter of recommendation, but the lady knew the whole time that it was a letter of them conspiring. So
basically the con man went in with the heiress on board. On board. Like I thought this was crazy. So the handmaiden even admitted that they liked each other, whatever. And then I was like, they're teaming up. She's betrayed. Like I was so shocked at this plot twist. And then I was like, she tried to poison the lady tried to poison the man. And then she drank his drink and I was like, what's going on? And then she put it into his mouth and I was like, okay, this is great. You're so smart. In the hotel room. And then the ending was wild. That's when they were like fully having sex. And I was like, so they are like, it was like a flashback to when like the first sex scene. And I was like, this cinematography is so good. So perfect. Yeah, it's so good.
So yeah, I would rate that movie a solid, like I could not fault it. I thought it was just insane.
I love that.
Like because the layers to the story, the way it was kind of like they played the movie through and then kind of played it in reverse. And it was just it was just amazing.
A lot going on in like the best way, because it never was confusing. Well, it was confusing, but it wasn't like unanswered. It would just hit you. And you were like, fuck. I saw something that I thought was going on, but I was wrong the whole time.
What do you think was going on?
Well, I didn't know what was going on. I knew that I thought at the first plot twist, as in like when the handmaiden gets taken away, that shocked me because I was like, fuck. I really thought that they were working together, but then they did. They were double crossing him the whole time. Like she went in cahoots with the con man and came out in cahoots with the handmaiden. But that whole bit where she was taken away, I really thought that the heiress had like fucked her over, and I was fuming.
I was like, you guys are meant to be together. You guys love each other. Like why are you like?
I know, I think it's really good. So there's just, and honestly, we've barely scratched the surface because like there's so much more storyline there with her uncle and like her being exposed to all this like
is there
graphic, violent. No, so the director's just, I keep saying about decision to leave. It's the same director. I really want to see that. But no, I don't think there is. I mean, it's so great. I'd love to see them thriving together.
Absolutely, I'd love to see them get together and just like live a happy life.
It was just so good. Even like all the bits in the reading room were great. It was just, even like when she's up in the tree, I mean, like, trigger warning, but like, just so great.
Okay, nice.
I'm happy that you liked it. I'm really happy. I did. I want everyone to watch it, guys.
I did.
If you've just skipped to this bit after that and you didn't listen, please watch it. Basically, Tati really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really did. Okay, which one of my ones do you want to talk about first?
Oh, God.
Do you have notes?
Pick. I have notes in my head.
Okay. Do I Still Believe?
I hated it.
What? Why did you hate it?
Why did you think I would like it?
I mean, I knew you wouldn't like it, but I didn't think you would despise it.
I just feel like I didn't even cry.
What?
And Tati told me this is like the biggest time she's ever cried.
Wait, I cried like I cried in the Vampire Diaries finale with this. I was hyperventilating. I cried myself to sleep. You didn't shed a single tear?
I was watching it. I just hated it so much. I know she died, and the real story, like, sure, that is sad. And I did have a tiny tear in my eye when they had the real footage at the end of the guy on the beach. But I promise you that was it. And it wasn't even a fully formed tear.
Why not? Do you not find those sorts of stories like
first
sad?
Of all, she was going to die. Not from the start, because as soon as she got ill, I knew she was going to die.
Okay, yeah, fine.
So there was no shock in the death.
But like I knew she was gonna die before I watched the film because it's a true story. Like, you know,
I didn't even know what it was about other than Christian romance. That was enough for me. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I don't know. I just don't know. I just thought it was very basic. Like, the story was so simple. And actually, you know what? There was no, I said this to Heather. There was no setup for their relationship. It was the most deadpan half an hour. The first half an hour, they had minuscule amounts of chemistry.
But do you not think that's just because it's a true story? They're not gonna fabricate, like...
They should. It's based on a true story. It's not a documentary.
True, but you can't then add in, like, okay, no, but he says this, he looks at her this way, if that didn't happen
No,
in
but
real life.
we saw such small encounters that I didn't believe he cared about her as much as he turned out to.
Okay, fine.
If they had built that up a lot more, this is what I said to Heather as well, if she'd got ill nearer the end, maybe I'd have thought that it was a better film.
Because you'd see their relationship develop.
I just felt like it was really rushed, and then she was ill for like the
Half
next
the movie.
third of the film.
Yeah.
And then she died, and then the rest was just like, we knew.
No, I cried my heart out.
Obviously, I find people dying sad. Let's not get twisted.
Like, any movie like that where it's like boy meets girl, one of them gets sick, one of them dies, bawling my eyes out. It's exactly the same script, exactly the same story, but it gets me every time. Like The Fault in Our Stars. Like, you know what's going to happen the second you watch The Fault in Our Stars.
Well, I didn't know that. No, because I thought Hazel was going to die, and then that was a shock when he turned out to have double the illness and then die first. Like, that did hurt me.
Okay, fine.
I think as well with I Still Believe is just...
The singing? Do you like the singing?
No.
Oh, I love the singing. I still believe.
No, I just think that it was like... I mean, maybe if you're a Christian, it would make a lot more, like, sense. I just was like, you can't, like... I don't know, because I'm getting into dangerous waters. I just, like, there are just things that I'm like... You know when it's like, oh, it was... I don't know.
Wait, what? I don't remember this. What?
She can't have just been cured. And
She
then
had-
it's back straight away.
She had literal things growing on her ovaries, and you're telling me they just got into the operating room and were like, well, they're gone.
No, but
Like,
what? It disappeared and then it came back.
Yeah, it just disappeared, and then she went and got married, and then it came back that night. Like, it was just a little bit. I don't know. Honestly,
Wait,
I don't
what?
know.
Why? She was ill, and then they found out that she couldn't have children, and she was gonna have a hysterectomy. And he was on stage singing. He was like, "Can you all pray for my wife for a miracle?" And then as she was going in for the surgery, they were like, "Oh, they're all gone." A miracle happened.
And I'm not saying that medical miracles don't happen. Don't
Because
get me wrong.
they definitely do.
They definitely do.
Like, I believe miracles happen.
Yeah, of course.
So, but yeah, that's interesting.
And no, because I find it so hard with medical stuff because
And then the next day they were all back.
yeah, like they just came, like maybe you just didn't X-ray right, but I don't know, because then when people's like, oh god, it's dangerous. Like, yeah, I am gonna say it, and this doesn't apply to everyone, but sometimes I just think that's a little bit inconsiderate. Is like, if someone, say you have, you're going in to get you're getting an operation on, like, not anything too serious. You're getting something removed, right? You go in and you have the surgery, goes well, you come out. And the first thing people say is like, thank you, God. And I'm thinking, the first person you should be thanking is the person that just fucking worked in that operating room, busted their ass. Like, I don't, like, obviously some people can just be like, thanks God, maybe they believe that they gave the worker that.
Yeah.
But I still think it's a little bit hard when it's like, almost not even addressing that actually someone worked really physically to, like, take, I don't know.
I get you.
I take it all back, you know. Let you believe what you want, but sometimes I'm just like, but yeah, the film, didn't like it.
So sorry.
I don't get it, because these actors aren't even specifically people that I think have that affiliation with Christianity, as far as I'm aware.
Acting.
I know, but it's like, it doesn't really make me believe what's going on.
So okay, but they're acting.
Yeah, but
It's like they're playing those characters. It's not like they're the people.
Yeah, but like seeing Britt Robertson and KJ Apa in a movie like that takes me out of it a little bit.
Because it's so far
Because it's kind
removed
of far-fetched. Like,
okay.
I don't know.
They
Maybe if
should
it was
have
actors I'd never seen before.
Yeah, then it would have been more believable. Because
Sure.
KJ Apa is Archie Rivers or whatever his name is.
I've seen Britain the first time, like shagging around. Like it's hardly believable seeing her in like a conservative outfit.
So maybe that's like an issue just on their acting in the role.
No, I think I just didn't like.
Because I believed it. Like I fully was like fully immersed in their like in their portrayal of the role. I really did not like their press run for it though.
Really?
No, not good at all. You just watch some of the interviews.
That's hard as well, because how are they going to relate to the story? I mean, I don't know if they're Christians, but I don't feel like they would. If they're not, how are you going to go and talk about that?
That's also another thing.
There's a flip side to that, because that makes me sound hypocritical, because I really enjoy Andrew Garfield in two very Christian or like religious roles, but there's a lot that he does to understand the role, and he then goes and talks about that.
That's the difference.
So there is a difference, because I do then believe it, because he's done that research, and like I'm not saying they haven't. I'm just assuming. It's just I feel like it was very surface level,
and there's a reason for that, I think, because if you watch some of the interviews, you'll understand like it wasn't the same depth of like I'm gonna fully immerse myself in this religion to fully understand. It wasn't. From what I saw and the way some of the questions were answered, I was like, you guys, like, do you know the story that you're even...
Because surely you'd want to be, if you're not a Christian, you'd want to understand how they would feel and how they would act, rather than reading a script and going, well, he's sad, she's dying. I don't know. I think there's probably other films in the same realm. Even other Christian films I'd probably enjoy, because they're... I don't fucking know.
I haven't seen enough to know. I haven't seen enough to know. To know.
Can't comment on that. But yeah, sorry.
Okay, so Truman Show.
Okay, next.
So there was a line in the start when it was like, "There's no difference between private life and public life." I was like, so true. Nowadays, it's like it's crazy how they said that. Like, obviously, they were talking about the Truman Show, but it's interesting how they said that in the 90s, and like now with the social media and reality TV, that's kind of become art imitating life, 100%. Or life imitating art. I loved his mannerisms. Like I just loved Jim Carrey's like mannerisms as Truman. I think he was like super funny.
Oh, he was such a cutie.
I loved how the opening credits with the characters' names. The magazine with the like similar faced people when he was flicking through, I thought that was really cool. The rain pouring down when it was like just on him. I thought that was genius.
Studio.
It was so cool, and it made it really look like it was a TV show. And I was noticing the ad breaks. Like when people were like, "Get this hot cocoa," and I thought that was hilarious.
Especially the wife, she was putting her pussy into those ads. The one where she's gardening and she's like, "My new weed spray," or whatever it is. And he's just like, "You're right, love." Like,
so funny.
What?
And when they were in the library, so he had his love of his life. When he was sitting there, he had the wife and then his other friend, Marlon. It was giving me Archie, like Riverdale vibes, the way they were dressed, and like
what, the bit with the cheerleaders, or when they were actually doing the homework?
When they were doing the homework in the library, it just gave me the vibe of like when what's his name, Jughead, Archie, and like Lily Reinhardt's character, or like Betty are like, because I guess it's like Riverdale's kind of based in a similar era. I mean the 80s, I believe, 80s or something.
Oh, that is it.
I think it's based the Archie comics.
Oh my god! Oh, right, okay. I have no idea.
But yeah, and then the movie progressed. I didn't really have too many notes. I was just enjoying it, to be fair. And then on the radio, when he's like when they're like stand by all extras, I wrote, is he not hearing that? And then I realized very soon after that he was hearing it, and he started to realize like he was in something. Like the car mirrors following him. I thought that was really clever.
Really good.
Like when he hit the guy on the ladder with his briefcase and started running, like there's just so many different moments where I was laughing so much when he was like trying to find his way out. And then he said a quote, and he was like, "Sometimes it feels like the whole world revolves around me." And I was like, yeah,
true, it does. Truman.
Truman. And when he was escaping, I was at the edge of my seat. And then at the end, I was like, what happens when he escapes? Because like, obviously I see that girl, like the love of his life, I'm calling her, go like leave the house to go meet him, I'm assuming. But like, I'd love to see like what happens next. But I guess it's just him living in the real world. But that could also be an interesting dynamic, because like he's lived in this fake show this whole time of everyone living for him. It'd be cool to see him navigate the real world.
I would really have liked to see a Truman Show too.
Right? But yeah, like Didn't love it as much as Handmaiden, but still really enjoyed it. I just laughed.
They're very different vibes.
Like, I just enjoyed it. Like, it's one of those movies that I'd watch for like maybe in like 5 years time just to like enjoy it again.
Yeah, I've watched it a couple times now.
Yeah,
I feel like you do just notice more stuff, but it's like, yeah, it's a simple story. Like, unlike The Handmaiden, like it is literally him finding out his life as a TV show. That's it. But yeah,
even midway through, I was looking around like, what if this was like not real? Like, what if I was like in a situation like Truman Show? Like, how? Sometimes
I do think that. I've told you this before. Like, I do sometimes think I am the only person on the planet. Like, I know that sounds crazy.
No, it doesn't.
I believe like I'm the only living being, and everyone else is like placed here. Like, I fully am someone that believes that, like, round the corner from me now, everyone's frozen waiting to like play. Like, I just believe, like, I don't know. I just think that. I've always thought something's fucking going on here, but now I really think it. But anyway, yeah, Truman Show. It's also very sad. I feel like
it is kind of sad.
Very sad.
There were moments where I was like,
yeah, like there's probably some deeper stuff going on there, but some metaphors. But yeah,
surface level, I enjoyed it. What about Good Will Hunting?
Yeah, I really liked Good Will Hunting.
What about it did you like?
Good Will Hunting, what did I like? I thought it was a little bit slow at first.
Yeah, because it's a long one.
And it's also coming of age. And like sometimes coming of age that is meant to happen. Like, you're living in real time with them, so understood. Loved Robin Williams, obviously. Loved Stellan Skarsgård as well. Yeah. Really cute.
Yeah.
I just liked the story. Again, a very simple story. A maths genius growing up that hasn't grown up with access to education and a life with money. And he has this brain and he's sort of discovered, and I think it's very sad, and there's a lot more to it as well, because, you know, he says he doesn't want these job opportunities, and he's like, I don't want it, but you chose to be a janitor at school that teaches maths. You've chosen to like put yourself in that situation where you've written on the chalkboards, like you're asking to be saved without asking to be saved, because you're such a like tough guy. And I like that part of it a lot, and I love that he obviously opens up in therapy at the end. And I was actually sobbing when he said, one day I'm gonna knock on your door and I'm gonna be happy that you're not there, because you don't belong here. And that killed me at the end, because I knew it was coming. I said to Heather, I was like, there's gonna be a scene where he literally knocks on the door and he's gone, and I was like, fuck.
I know,
still got me.
I know.
And like the line he used to say bye, and that's the line that he used for his wife that died. See, that's good. There's a lot, although it's a simple story, there's a lot of depth, and I just really enjoyed it.
Like, it was simple, it was long, but it was so good.
And like, I can't believe they wrote that.
They wrote it, and they won Best Screenplay at the Oscars in 1999.
No.
They wrote it, I think they went to Harvard. They wrote it out of Harvard, I'm pretty sure, and then won the screenplay for the Oscars. You need to watch their acceptance speech as well.
Stop.
They were so like shocked and happy. I was like, so that's the reason, because it was like, it just made me believe so deeply that you can actually just achieve greatness from just doing things yourself. So
I thought it was a really good film. Like, I did actually just enjoy it.
I'm glad.
A lot.
I'm very glad.
Like, it's probably again one that you don't need to watch often.
No.
Because it's literally what it says on the tin.
Exactly.
But yeah, I thought it was really good. I just the Boston accent makes me laugh.
Yeah. Pack.
I
never really noticed it until watching that movie, and I was like, why? This is kind of different. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, in the car.
Yeah, pack the car.
Pack the car.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, guys, let us know what you think of these 4 movies if you've watched them, and if you have any suggestions that you think we haven't watched that we should watch. Yeah. And maybe swap, like if one of us has or hasn't. Yeah. But thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening. Do it with your friends. Swap a movie with your friends and tell us in the comments what you watched and what you gave and how it went.
100%. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and rate us if you enjoyed. But yeah, thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening. If you're listening, we're also on YouTube, so you can watch us too.
Yeah. But we'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.